Okay, Hare Krishna. So let's begin. Thank you so much again. So please repeat after me if you can. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Adho Jayamudhiraye
Tato Jayam Mudhirayet
Nashtavrayeshu Abhadreshu
Nashtarayeshu Abhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavada Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavadi Uttama Sloke
Bhagavati Uttama Sloke
Bhaktir Bhavadi Naishtigim
Bhakti Naishtikim.
Om Nagyanatimidandasya Gyanajanasalaghaya Chakshurunmilidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthavidam Yena Bhudale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadadi Supadandigam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yudapadagammalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sahagana Raghunathanidam Tam Sajivam Sadhvaidam Savadudam Parijana Sahidam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalidam Shri Vishakhanidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dhinabandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namostude Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarupasya Kripa Sindhubheva cha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishta Bhutale Srimade Lokanath Swamini Dinamine Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Dinamine Namaste Saraswata Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Om Namo Namo Aniruddhaya Rishikeshendriyatmane Namaha Paramahamsaya Purnaya Nuvuttatmane Harihi Om Tatsat. Dear Krishna, dear devotees, thank you again on this very auspicious day of Kartik. We are concluding the Nectar of Instruction. It is mentioned that on this month of Kartik, one should study Nectar of Instruction. So that's we did. We were also going through the other Kartik specific programs, Damodara Ashtagam and Vrindavan Parikrama. These all help us to purify ourselves, to understand and to come to that understanding of what we are and what is our eternal duty while we are on this planet. So let's get into the summary study of Nectar of Instruction. So as we can see that, see Srila Rupa Goswami is instructed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Srila Rupa Goswami compiled this Upadeshamrita, and there are 11 verses, and we went through that 11 verses. Today is a summary of, and we continued from yesterday. So let us go into the verse, and we covered first 3 verses, and I'm not getting into that back. So in the last class when we stopped, it was Ulsaha Nischayas Dhairya Tatat Karma Pravartana Sangatyaga Sado Vritti Shadbir Bhakti Prasiddhyati. That means one can attain the bhakti when there is Ulsaha. Ulsaha means enthusiasm. Enthusiasm in Krishna consciousness. That means with our body, mind, and words, when we engage in the loving devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in Krishna consciousness. And that is the Ulsaha, Nishchaya, determination. And we should understand why we are determining, because of this is our opportunity. This is our good fortune. And the human form of life is very rare. As Govinda Das says that Durlabha Manava Janama Satsanga. This human form of life is very rare to have. Thousands of millions of lifetime after, because of the Suburdhi, because of our good fortune, because of the mercy that we are having this form of human life. So when we have this human form of life, we should be determined to attain our original constitutional position, our original nature, as Srila Prabhupada says, back home, back to Godhead. Our original spiritual nature. Krishna consciousness is our original nature. There is no other nature. Everything else is a disease condition. So that we will see that if we are not in Krishna consciousness, we are not spiritually inclined. So we are in a diseased conditions. It's a material condition or illusion or hallucination. There are so many words so then people, as I mentioned yesterday, the person is haunted. Then he says so many things. Like we know that in the story of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu caught in the net, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is singed in the ocean, and a fisherman caught in the net, and then this fisherman saw. Then immediately he was started to say so many other things, so many words which is not meaningful. He was just using the words here and there, and he was so afraid of seeing the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's lying down like a Kurma Chaitanya. All the limbs are went inside the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this fisherman was so much haunted and likes that. So we are all, when there is no Krishna consciousness or there is no our original consciousness. We are not in connection with Krishna. We are not in union with Krishna. We are not in remembrance with Krishna. Then we are in a very diseased conditions. So determination must be there. So in order to attain Krishna, without determination. So there was a story in Bihar. There was one person called Manji. Manji, this was a great news. Actually, it was a big news. Manji was lived in a very remote village of Bihar, and there was no specific roads or no, it's very difficult to reach to the even from the city. It's almost like 6-7 miles away from the this villages, cities. So then Manji's wife got pregnant, and all on a sudden, 7th or 8th month, this was a news in the main medias. And then all on a sudden, it was unexpectedly that she got labor pain and she had to go to the hospital. There is no way. And this Manji, and there is a hill in between. That's why they couldn't reach they couldn't make a road or something like that. So this Manji then took his wife on his shoulder and walked over these 7 miles and reached to the hospital. And he determined, and seeing this suffering and this misery of no roads and there is no cars, there is no vehicles can come to that village. And you know what Manji did? He decided, I would make a road. So there was a hill in between. So he started to make a road, and he started to, every day, he spent 6 to 8 hours and just making a road. What he was doing, he was actually bringing down this hill and make a pathway over the hill and pathway through the road. So he was making and breaking all the rocks every day. So it took 6 to 7 months, and he was alone. And somebody came and mentioned that, okay, this is impossible. He cannot do this. And everybody was laughing at him. But he was so determined. And he was making and breaking all these rocks and making the pathway. And it took almost 6 to 7 months. And finally, he made this road. And he just cut through the hill and he made a road to the city. And now everybody, the corporations and the panchayat and authorities, they came, they started to appreciate, and even medias came, and it became a big news. So this is called determination. You know that in the In the Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada was mentioning about a little sparrow. So little sparrow laid an egg on the banks of the ocean, on the shores of the ocean. So one day, this big ocean came and took away the eggs of the sparrow. Sparrow was so disappointed, so much distress, and she was, waiting for all these days and the months to lay the eggs and to see that, this little sparrows coming out from the eggs. So all on a sudden, this ocean wave came and took away all these eggs. She was so distressed and disappointed. So she determined, I would dry out this ocean. And the little sparrow, mentioned and talked to the ocean, you return my eggs, otherwise I'm going to dry you out. So this little sparrow started to take the water in a little small beak from the ocean and then put it on the shore. So now all the other birds started to laugh at this little sparrow. What are you doing? What nonsense you're doing? Can you do it? This is impossible, impossible, impossible. So, but this little sparrow was keep doing it. The little sparrow was keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. And everybody came to know that this little sparrow, days and months are past. So everybody come, all the other birds comes and look at it, oh, very pathetically and sadly, what a condition, look at this little sparrow. So the news came to the Garuda. And Garuda is, of course, a sister of Garuda. So Garuda is very powerful. When this news came to Garuda, so Garuda came down. When Garuda came down and talked to the ocean that return the eggs, otherwise I'm going to dry you out. When Garuda started to speak, and then this ocean then returned the eggs. So Srila Prabhupada was mentioning that the determination one has to have, then everything else come into place and everybody else will support. The mercy of the Lord will come. If there is, that's what is endeavor is called. This month is specifically for endeavoring our efforts and the endeavor. We know that the story, right? Mother Yashoda bound Krishna. So when Mother Yashoda tried to bind Krishna, it was always 2 inches short. So Acharya's 2 fingers short, or 2 inches short, or 2 fingers short. So Acharyas were mentioning that this 2 fingers short is actually the 1 finger represents our endeavor, and the second finger is represents the Lord's mercy. When there is an endeavor, there is a determination, then there is a mercy comes. Lord's mercy is there. So like Mother Yashoda was keep trying and endeavoring to bind Krishna. So this is what is the message of this month of Kartik. Dear devotees, we should have that endeavor, the determination should have in order to bind Krishna, in order to have Krishna consciousness. This is the essence of this our lessons and the learning. So the determination, ulsaha, nischayas, dhairya, tolerance. We should have so much of patience and tolerance. Dhairya means patience and tolerance. One has to have. It's not that, the world may goes upside down, but we should have the patience. We should have faith in the Supreme Lord. When we have faith in the Supreme Lord, because He is the controller, that's the Sharanagati. The meaning of Sharanagati, there are 6 ways of Sharanagati is called surrenderness. So when we have faith, we have complete faith in the Supreme Lord, then when we have that one, then we would develop this patience, the idea, tolerance and the patience. And tattat karma pravartana. And we should follow the footsteps of our process of bhakti, the Krishna consciousness. That is called tattat karma pravartana. Tattat, that means our own, the duty, eternal duty. As in the Bhagavatam says that, Save Pumsha Paro Dharma, Yador Bhakti Radokshani. Save Pumsha Para Dharma. The eternal duty is to execute the loving devotional service unto that Supreme Personality of Godhead is known as Adokshaja. Save Pumsha Paro Dharma Yador Bhakti Adokshade. Dharmastu Sakshal Bhagavat Pranida. These are all the various scriptural references. Dharma means our eternal duty. Dharma, duty is to Bhagavat Pranidam in order to execute the loving devotional service. Sangatyaga, then Sadovruti. Sangatyaga, we should avoid the unwanted association or this material association which pollutes our mind. So it's not that we physically associate. We have to have very proper association. That means associating in the internet. We have so much of junk news and so many people, the celebrities. These are all bad association. Don't think that only I personally associate is that the only association. No, there are so many other subtle association. Our mind goes so many directions. This is also called a association in a subtle way. These are all bad sangatya. So we should avoid all those. And then we have to clean and we have to have uh, our mind, the body, and the senses in order to have the Krishna consciousness. Our senses is utilized to hear. Our mind should remember and meditate upon the Supreme Lord. The body should engage in the service of the devotional, Supreme Lord. This is the way we can have this asangatya or sangatya, bad association. Then sadovritti, that means always in the sattvic, in the shuddha sattva. Sattva means sado means the word come from sattva. In our should be always in a purified mind. Sadovritti, that means we should not indulge or engage in the sinful or the bad activities, or that is, there are so many ways that we can say that, right? That's what essentially vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam, jihva vegam, udara upastha vegam, yedan vegan, jo hidades the common, prithvir, shishya. Yeah. So one can have, and one should have the control, and that's only by sadovritti. And how one can come to the sadovritti? Because we have to control our mind. Very important. And stay away from all these unwanted anarthas, and then come to the very focused, concentrated mind. And with that, that's called Krishna consciousness. Unless and we come to our original consciousness or Krishna consciousness, we cannot be into this. Hare Krishna, can you please put on mute? Okay. So it's very important, sadovritti. It's very, very important as we are aspiring devotees or claim to be a Vaishnava, should be always remember this sadovritti, right? We should be in a devotional platform. As we say devotee, we should be always remember that. And there are so many ways that Srila, Prabhupada gives in the lecture, and many instructions. Nectar of instruction is also part of that. Then we come to this fourth verse, and what is this fourth verse? Remember, tells us, and we should have a very loving exchange between the devotees. So we went through that class, and we should offer gifts in charity. This is also part of the sadovritti, and accepting the charitable gifts from the devotees. When that means we should treat devotees like our own. So don't differentiate devotees, and we should. This is the service attitude, and this is the way that we can serve the devotees. We should always endeavor for, aspire to serve the devotees. And how we can do that? And in a very devotional level, we should offer the gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, because of if you are going through some struggle, we are some difficulties to chant the holy name, or we are not making any progress. So we should reveal that to the devotees, and that you trust. So then reveal that, then the devotees can give some suggestions and make some solutions for anything that which devotees can resolve, and encourage and inspire and motivate, and also shower the mercy of that to devotees. So this way, devotee gradually progress in the level of spiritual condition, spiritual plane, or spiritual realization. So our problem is we don't reach up to that spiritual plane or spiritual realization, that we always forget at ignorance, because we have so much of material attachment. So this is what it is in the Bhagavad Gita, but we have to cut this material attachment. So much of material attachment. Yes, there should be some level of attachment, like family, children, and all are there. But we are so blind. We are so dumb in sense that, okay, we say this is everything. Okay, in order to enjoy this world is everything, but we know that it is for just a splash of second, like as always says, that the life is considered as budbhuda. Budbhuda means the bubbles in the water. Budbhuda. It's like a human life is just like a bubble in the water. It's just come and just splash and it goes. But we just completely forgotten all this. So this is where that we have this opportunity to come to our original realization, who we are, what we're supposed to do, and what is our original constitutional position. This is what it is we have to come and understand. So this way we can come out of it, come out of this material entanglement. So when we come to Srila Rupa Goswami says that when the devotee, there should be a loving exchange, devotional exchange between the devotees and one another, and accepting the prasada, offering the prasada, incurring in confidentially that what should I do and how should I make progress. And devotees should, constant endeavor must be there. So we should reveal to the another devotee that, okay, I'm going through these difficulties. What should I do? I cannot chant. I cannot focus my mind. I have this problem in my family, or I have these things. I have problems, this way, and so many. There are so many ways that there are impediments. So always Srila Prabhupada says that the devotional path is not so easy. It is mentioned that one is walking over an edge of a razor. This is it's not that easy. There are thorns, there are stones in the path, and it can hurt us in so many ways. And if you are not focused, and if you are not in the right path, and Maya can be easily, capture us because of if you have that inclination. So this is where the difficult part comes when Maya sees that this devotee is actually now trying more. So Maya will also give us more test. Why? Because of to to strengthen our determination, to strengthen our determination. So when we endeavor more and more, then we have that, we get this bhakti shakti. Bhakti shakti means the spiritual potency, right? In order to execute the devotion, we get the bhakti shakti. Bhakti shakti gets through the guru, spiritual master, senior devotees, and of course, when there is a service, when we endeavor for the service, and Srimati Radharani. So we get this Shakti from Srimati Radharani and Sri Balaram, the form of spiritual master and the devotees. So it's very important that we have this loving exchange between the devotees, and we also take shelter of the devotees in order to progress in the path of bhakti. That's why many devotees taking the initiation from the guru and take the shelter of that spiritual master and guru, and then what happens, inquire from very submissively from that guru. This is called confidential, right? Inquire very confidentially, inquire submissively from the guru about the science of Krishna consciousness, science of self, and science of all this. Then guru can reveal. Why guru can reveal? Because of guru has seen the truth, or devotees have seen the truth. That's why Krishna is explaining to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita 4:34. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena seveya upadeshandiye jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Tadvidi pranipatena. One should approach a spiritual master, a guru, or a devotee, pariprashnena seveya, inquire from submissively from that devotee. Why? Because of the devotee can reveal the truth, absolute truth, because they have seen the truth. They have realized the truth. So we should always approach such devotees, those who have seen and realized the truth, absolute truth. So it's very important that we understand these different aspects of the devotional service. So that's the fourth verse, and then let's go to the fifth verse, and verse fifth and sixth. And what verse fifth and sixth says? Verse 5 says, one should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of Lord Krishna. One should offer humble obeisance to the devotees who have initiated, and one should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service and who does not criticize others. So, dear devotees, this is again, taking shelter of devotees and serving the devotees and offering the respect to the devotees and considering devotees as the representatives of the Lord as well. So Srila Rupa Goswami says that one should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of Lord Krishna. So one time, it has been asked to Srila Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and many acharyas, who is a devotee? Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked to Srila Haridas Thakur, who is a devotee? So Haridas Thakur also replied that one who chants the holy name is a devotee. He is a Vaishnava, one who chants the holy name. So always remember this. It's not that easy that one can come to that level of chanting the holy name. It's not easy. Many thousands of lifetimes of the Sugurdi and the Punya pious credits that he can come to this level of understanding and realizing the chanting of the holy name. Otherwise, he cannot. He cannot come to that stage. One person takes this bead and chants the holy name, that means he is top of all. As it's, there is a very well explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. Kapiladev was explaining this too. Who is actually a devotee? The devotee is the topmost of all the living entities. Devotee is the topmost of all the living entities. He is very close to get to that. Krishna's the spiritual abode. He is very close to go back to Godhead. He is on the topmost of all. That's a devotee's position. It is mentioned at the scripture. Even demigods. A spiritual master considered as the topmost of all the devotees, all the demigods. A brahmachari can attain a position of Brahma. Even one who follows a brahmachari can attain the position of a Brahma. And think about that. When there is a pure devotee, then he is very close to go back to the Krishna. So devotee, one who chants, it's not that easy, or don't minimize that a person chants the holy name, he is like an ordinary person. We never consider that. So one who chants the holy name, he is a devotee, devoted to the Lord. He chants the holy name. And Sri Rupa Goswami says that one should always mentally honor the such devotees. Never criticize that devotees. Never should have a prejudice. Never should have judgmental, oh, this devotee is like this, like this. I don't want to respect. I don't know. Devotee is always a devotee. As Krishna says that my devotee never perishes. Nama Bhaktya Pranakshati. Krishna says, Arjuna, declare it boldly, Arjuna, my devotee never perishes. Namam Bhaktya Pranakshati. Never, my devotees never perishes. Devotees are always devotees. They may be doing something and we may not like it. This is all our problems. We put ourselves in top of everything and say that, oh, this devotee is this devotee is this, devotees. No. We should always remember that devotees are very dear to Krishna. So anything that which, again is, and so we should always offer the obeisance to the devotees, one who chants the holy name. Mentally, when you see that. Yes, then Krishna, Rupa Goswami says that one should offer humble obeisance to the devotee who is initiated. We should say that when you see an initiated devotee, we used to do it and we still do it. When we see a devotee, we should offer the obeisance and say, Vancha kalpatarupasya kripa sindhu bhevacha padidanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. This is what is when a Vaishnava sees each other and pay the obeisances. They offer the obeisances. What is the meaning of this one? Vancha kalpata rupasya. Devotees are like a kalpavruksha tree, fulfilling desire tree. Vancha kalpata rupasya. Kavancha kalpata rupasya. Yeah. Padidanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Padidanam pavanebhyo. He can take us from this ocean of this misery. He is Padida Pavana, the devotee. Kripa Sindhubhya, the devotees are Kripas in the ocean of mercy. Padidanam Pavanebhyo, that is the quality, that's the nature of a devotee. So one who is initiated, that he is under the shelter of a guru, then it's not that easy. One can, okay, I can go and take initiation of whatever. No, one should have to come to this, all this, he has to be qualified. A devotee means, or an initiated devotee means he's qualified. He is now connected with the Guru Parambara. It's not that, just go and take initiation from anybody he likes. So that doesn't help. We should have initiation from a Guru, spiritual master in the disciplic succession. And that is a bona fide. Srila Prabhupada says that one should take initiation from a bona fide. Otherwise, there is no use. Just a waste of time. Sramahi kevalam. So when one take initiation from such a Guru, such a bona fide spiritual master, he is very well connected, and because of he is qualified to get that, that's why he got that initiation by the mercy of Krishna. As is always says that by the mercy of Krishna, one get a Guru, one get a spiritual master. And by the mercy of spiritual master and a Guru, then one attains Krishna. So it's very important. So the initiated devotees should be always pay the obeisances, and we pray to that. Vancha kalpataru bhashya kripa sindhu bhyevacha Padidanam Pavanebhyo. Padidanam Pavana, he is very pure. Pavanebhyo. Vaishnavebhyo namo namo. He is a Vaishnava. Now he is chanted, he is following the rules and regulations for regulative principles. He chants the holy names, he serves the devotees. He engaged in the loving devotional service. Dear devotees, it's very difficult to come to that stage because we are practicing this devotion. And as long as we are in that devotional stage, and that's we come to that, our realization, our conscious portion that we are eternally servants of the Supreme Lord. Jivera Swarupa Hoy Nityera Krishna Das. When we come to that understanding, then we more determined, and when we decide to take initiation from a spiritual, so that I can engage my whole life to my Guru and Krishna. So see that the position of a devotee in such, that's an initiated position of a devotee. So one should always offer the obeisance to such devotees. And then one should associate with and faithfully serve that the pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service and who does not resist service. So this is the level of like Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, and Uttama Adhikari. So Uttama Adhikari platform, he is a pure devotee of the Lord. One should always endeavor to serve such devotees and associate with that devotees. And has that undeviated, unconditional love for Krishna. He's always served Krishna. He does not criticize anybody. He's always thinks that I'm not a devotee, everybody else is a devotee. And he always tried to serve such devotees, and he has such a faith in Krishna. We know that Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. When Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj approached Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, please give me initiation. So Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj was saying that I'm not a devotee. Who asked you to come to me? I cannot give you initiation. I cannot give you initiation. I cannot come. I'm a devotee. I'm not qualified. I'm not qualified. This is what is Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj was mentioning. When Narottam Das Thakur approached Lokanath Goswami said the same thing. I'm not a devotee. I cannot give initiation. I'm not qualified. I'm not qualified. But when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj then sincerely serving and many times and seeing the quality, and even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj mentioned to Gaurudaswar Maharaj, if you don't give, I'll jump into this Ganges and I will, sing myself. That's the time Sri Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj sees so that this devotee is qualified. This devotee is qualified. He has desire to serve Krishna. He has a desire to serve Guru. On the other side, even Loknath Das, Narottam Das Thakur, Loknath Das Goswami was not giving initiation, but very determined to serve Guru and understanding the importance of, getting even a moment of association of such Vaishnavas. It says that in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Brahmanda Brahmide Kon Bhagyavan Jeev. Guru Krishna Prasade Bhai Bhakti Lada Bij. If one gets a Bhakti Lada, a devotion to the Lord and the Supreme, in this entire universe, there is nobody more fortunate than such person. Brahmanda Brahmide Kona Bhagyavan Jeev. There is nobody in this world, in this entire Brahmanda is more fortunate than such person because of he has this Bhakti Lada. He is rooted in the Bhakti in the heart. So when the devotee has a devotion in the heart, devotees by the association of a devotee, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastrakaya, Levamatra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhihaya. When a little bit of association of a pure devotee, one can come to this, the bhakti, he can get this bhakti. The devotee's bhakti, the loving devotion to the Supreme is the topmost of the greatest fortune one can have. So don't minimize that. So that Uttama Adhikari, one should always endeavor, eager to serve such devotees, eager to have association with such devotees, eager to have conversation with such devotees. Always try to endeavor for it so that we can come to our level, our spiritual plane, our original consciousness. Then Srila Rupa Goswami says that, verse 6, and how we should see a devotee. And what is the quality of a devotee? So we were mentioning the quality of a devotee. Now Srila Rupa Goswami mentioning the quality of a devotee. A pure devotee does not identify with the body. Such a devotee should not be seen by their outer appearance. The body of a pure devotee cannot be polluted. It is exactly like the waters of the Ganges, which sometimes during the rainy season are full of bubbles, foam and mud. The Ganges waters do not become polluted. Those who are advanced in spiritual understanding will bathe in the Ganges without considering the condition of the water. So very clear, dear devotees. This is the quality of a pure devotee, quality of an advanced devotee as well. This devotee, pure devotee, never identify or justify or judgmental, or this devotee looks like this devotee is from South, this devotee is from the North, this devotee is from the Kashmir, this devotee is from America, Italy. So there are so many misconceptions are there in among the devotee communities. Oh, I'm coming from this plane, so I need to get more, priorities. I need to get more, preferences for, like that. There are so many things are there. This is nothing to do with the devotion. This is all in the material plane. So we should always come to this understanding that we are all eternally part and parcel of Krishna. Every living entity is part of Krishna. Every living entity is my brothers or sisters, my eternal companion. Every living entity is my eternal companion. We should always seize that. Then, what we do, okay, this person look like this, he doesn't look like a devotee, or he has long hair, or he has that, or he may be a beard, or maybe be wearing very torn clothes. He looks like a very pauper, and he does not have proper etiquette. I mean, so many things that we have. This is the judgmental comes in our mind. Oh, this devotee is not it, because of we have some prejudice, we have some misconception in our conscious. We kept that. Always we keep that, all these misconceptions, and then what do? We judge accordingly. That's called prejudice. Then we behave accordingly. These are all offenses. We know that the story of Agasura, right? Ashtavakra Muni bended in 8 places on his body. Ashtavakra is a great sage, great sage and Maharshi. One day, there's one of the Gandharva, I forgot the name. When he saw Ashtavakra Muni was walking because of 8 places bended, and he walking in such a odd way, and this Gandharva got laughed at him, and he was keep laughing and laughing and laughing, and initially this Ashtavakra Muni ignored it, and he was keep walking, but this Gandharva was following and annoying in such a way that and teasing and laughing and look at this ugly form, look at this, look at this, look at this. Nashtavukramanī couldn't, control anymore. He was tolerating, but couldn't control anymore. And cursed this Gandharva that be like a dumb animal. You're like a dumb animal, behaving like a dumb animal. So this, dear devotees, these are our condition too. Sometimes we behave like a dumb animal. We don't know what we are doing, what we are talking about. We are always kind of having this kind of misconception of it. And this is in the subtle and the gross level. Sometimes most in the subtle level, and we have, even though we see and talk nicely, but in the heart, we say, oh, this person is like that, this person is like that. It's in our subtle form. So, but here in the personally, physically, grossly, this Gandharva was teasing and criticizing and laughing, and so then finally Ashtavakra cursed this person, and that's he became the Agasura. And when Krishna then he realized, that's what it's again Ashtavakramani, the devotee's compassionate nature to the other living entities. It is intolerable. It was annoying like anything. And say then Ashtavakramani realized that somehow this person has to be corrected. Somehow this person has to be come to his original consciousness. So that's what is Narada Muni, Ashtavakramani, all the sages take some steps because to save them, to correct them, or to come bring them to original consciousness. That's what is every devotee does in this world. Bring them to their original consciousness, bring them to their nature. What is their eternal nature? What is their original nature? So then Ashtavakramani said that yes, in Dwapara Yuga, when Krishna comes, by the touch of Krishna, you will be relieved, you will get your liberation. So why? Because of Krishna. When one has a touch, that's very important. We are all dumb here in this world. But when there is a touch of Krishna, either in the form of holy name, either in the form of remembrance, either in the chanting the holy name, associating with devotees, hearing and engaging the devotees, then think about that. We are always that Krishna is absolute. When we say Krishna, Krishna is there right in front of us, or Krishna, we have association with Krishna. We have touch with Krishna. We are embracing Krishna. We are in so many ways. We are meditating about Krishna. We are enjoying. We are with the pastimes of Krishna. Then think about that. Such devotees, they will always have this. They can attain Krishna, and by the mercy of Krishna, like that. So it's always remember this and never have these kinds of odd feelings about the devotees. A pure devotee never discriminate or never have the judgmental and all those things, right? So then we come to the 7th verse. Then so Rupa Goswami says, everything about Krishna is transcendental sweet like a sugar candy. Although the tongue of one afflicted by the jaundice of ignorance cannot taste that anything sweet. It is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, natural relish awakens within his tongue, and his disease is gradually destroyed at the root. So this is the solution. Srila Rupa Goswami says that how one can come to that pure devotional platform. What is the best way? Chant the holy name of the Supreme Lord. So it's like Srila Rupa Goswami says analogy that a sugar candy. Suppose a jaundice person, the remedy for a jaundice is actually to eat sugar candy. So, but when a jaundiced person eats a sugar candy, it's like a bitter. It's like it tastes like a bitter. And you know that sugar is always sweet. But a jaundiced person, it is bitter. But that is only a remedy. That's only the medicine that to remove this jaundice. So this way, likes that one who takes the holy name, chant sincerely, and keep chanting, and this sweet like sugar candy, then we can completely come out our disease condition from this material entanglement. So as I mentioned that we are actually in a very diseased condition. We are in a sick of this, disease. We are contracted with so many material disease that's called bhavarog. It's known as bhavarog, this material miseries, bhavarog. Then we come to the eighth verse, and it says that, so Rupa Goswami says, the essence of all advice is that one should utilize one full time nicely chanting and remembering the Lord, thereby gradually engaging one's tongue and mind. In this way, one should reside in Vraja and serve Krishna under the guidance of devotees. One should follow the footsteps of the Lord's beloved devotees. So, dear devotees, that's entire nectar of instruction is actually giving us then an opportunity how one can elevate ourselves to that very spiritual and devotional platform. So, Rupa Goswami says that one should utilize this human form of life, very rare, and chanting and engaging and remembering Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Satyam, Atma Nivedanam. As Sri Prahlad Maharaj says, one should engage ourselves and utilize this human form of life to come to that stage of very pure devotional platform. How we can do that? Chanting and remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then what happened? Gradually we can engage our mind and the tongue and in the pure devotion, pure chanting. So that's where the pure chanting is comes up. So then this way one should reside in Vraja. Says it is recommended that one should reside in Vraja or the Vrindavan. So, but we are all grihasthas, and it's not recommended that grihastha should go there and live like a, person live in New York City or something like that. That is not recommended. So it's recommended that when we go in Vraja, we should be completely dedicated to serve the devotees and chant the holy name and always remember the Krishna and the pastimes of Krishna. And that's why many devotees, it's called devotees in Vrindavan, what they do. But we are here, we are a grihastha devotees here. So at the same time, we also can meditate upon that, how the Vrajavasis are doing. And we can also ask a grihastha, not grihamedi. We are all grihastha. There are two things, grihasthas and the grihamedis. Grihastha has a very regulated life. And yes, he may go to work, but at the same time, he has a Krishna conscious. He has conscious of the Lord and I'm working. And in a very, disciplined his life and regulated his life. And he always conscious of Krishna and he served the temple. That's why instead of going to Vraj, he is associated with the temple and he engages in the service of the deities and the temple and the service to the devotees and follow the footsteps of the devotees. Somehow or other, he is connected with the dham or the temple. So we have a beautiful temple of Sri Radha Shyam Sundarji. So many services, so many devotees, so many festivals, so many programs, some way or other, we all also can, same like we live in a vraj. And similarly, when we associate with the dham, then that is also, we are like living in a vraj or a dham. So similarly, we also can simulate, we also can engage ourselves in such a way that then there is no difference. Then we also can purify and come to that pure devotional stage. And when the time is there, then we should also see that we can progress well in advance, progress well in the spiritual path. Then Krishna will arrange everything. That's what it is Krishna. Krishna will always guide such devotees. Then we come to the verse of verse 9, and we explain this very importantly. That is, Srila Rupa Goswami says that one should stay near to the Radha Kund. And it's why, how the Srila Rupa Goswami says that Madhura is spiritually superior to Vaikunda. Madhura, because of the Lord appeared there. We know that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, manifested, appeared before Devaki and Vasudeva in Madhura. So, dear devotees, Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, he is the Lord of all the Lords. He manifested there. It's Sri Goswami says that Madhura is superior even than Vaikunda. That's why devotees likes to serve Krishna. They don't much, okay, let me go to Vaikunda and get the liberation. No, they always likes to serve Krishna. Then superior to Madhurapuri is transcendental forest of Vrindavana because Krishna's Rasa Leela pastimes happens. It's a loving exchange, the prema, madhurya bhav, the loving devotional, exchanges between the devotees and the gopas and the gopis. And Lord is so cheerful and so engaged with his devotees in order to do the pastimes, reciprocating with his devotees. And that's why it's mentioned that Vrindavana is more superior than Madhura because of Lord exhibited his Pragada Leela, Pragada manifested pastimes. Then superior to forest of Vrindavan is Govardhana Hill because of it was raised by the divine hand of Sri Krishna. We know that Krishna with a little finger raised that the entire Govardhan, and entire Govardhan is none other than Krishna himself. So it is mentioned that even greater than Vrindavana is Govardhana Hill. And then to us, again, that above all, the super excellent Radha Kunda stands supreme. This is, remember, Srila Rupa Goswami says. So Rupa Goswami has mentioned that many times when Srila Rupa Goswami go there and sit in the Radha Kunda and start to write, Srimati Radharani comes and put the veil on the top of Sri Rupa Goswami and cover from the scorching heat. That's what is many times happened. And Raghunath Das Goswami, these great personalities, they are in fact they are Manjaris, they were great personalities. They were telling that they were revealing to us that what is the secrets, confidential, secrets of this devotion. So it is mentioned that here Radha Kund is very superior than any of because of the eternal loving nectarian prema bhav of Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani manifested in the form of Radha Kund. So it says that the entire Radha Kund is Radharani herself, no difference. And every day Krishna come on the noontime, all Krishna Ashtakali Leela, the noontime pastimes manifest in the banks of Radha Kund. Because of it's very dear to Radha Kund. Krishna said that Radha Kund is as dear to Srimati Radharani, there is no difference. So, as one has an opportunity to stay in the banks of Radha Kunda, he is the most fortunate. He is very dear to Srimati Radharani and he is very dear to Sri Krishna. So, Radha Kunda is very, highest of topmost of all the planes of spiritual plane is actually Radha Kunda. There is eternal Madhurya Bhav, Prema Leela happens there. Then we come to this verse 10. So, Krishna says that the position of a devotee. So Sri Rupa Goswami says that the importance of a devotee. Out of the karmis, jnanis are favored by Krishna. Out of jnanis, the devotees are better. Out of the devotees, the one who have attained prema are better. See that? Out of the one who have achieved prema, the gopis are better. Among the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the most dear to Krishna. Her Kunda is similarly dear to Lord Krishna, who then will not reside at Radha Kund, render loving service to the divine couple Sri Radha Govinda, who performs their eternal eightfold daily pastimes, as I just mentioned. Indeed, those who execute devotional service on the bank of Radha Kunda are the most fortunate people in the universe. Brahmanda Brahmiteko and Bhagyavan, dear devotees, this is the plane, this is the spiritual plane, one can come to that. And one who execute this loving devotional service on the banks of Radha Kunda is the topmost of all. So, as it's mentioned that one who, as we can, Sri Rupa Goswami says that the position of a gopis. So I was meditating and I was remembering this and hearing this. When Krishna, yesterday we were celebrated Gopashtami. When Krishna went to the forest, so then what happens is all the gopis, they thought that Krishna is going to, there are thorns on the path, there are stones on the path, and so, we cannot tolerate Krishna having this suffering and putting this, stepping on these thorns or the stones. You know what these gopis did? Every night these gopis come and they clean, they pick up all the thorns and the stones from the path all over the night. And none of these days, like 4 plus years, Krishna was herding the cows in the Vrindavan. And then Krishna never realized that, Krishna never had that, there is a thorn on his, toe or on his feet, on the sole. But when Krishna went to Madhura, Krishna then, wore a, shoe. So when he went to Madhura, he was feeling and he was talking with, these thorns or the stones and everything. And then Krishna was remembering, Krishna was realizing when I was in Vrindavan, and it is a place, it is a forest, and there are thorns and everywhere, the stones everywhere go over there. But never I had hit the stones of thorns in my lotus feet. Then he realized, he came to realization that he came to know that every night gopis were going there. My Lalla, my Krishna is going through this path. Let me clean and clear out this path. So this is the devotion the devotees had for the gopis. And there are so many ways we can explain the devotion of the gopis. It is unparalleled. That's why we can see that when Uddhava thought that he is as a friend of Krishna. Uddhava thought that he is very close to Krishna, so that I'm so very close to Krishna. So then, but Krishna realized that, and Uddhava thought I am the greatest devotee of Krishna. But Krishna sent Uddhava to Vrindavan to see the devotion of the gopis, and then we will see that later. Uddhava came and saw that the separation of the feeling from Krishna, the rich word, and then when Uddhava came and saw that nobody even wanted to cook anything, nobody wanted to do anything because of the feeling of separation. They were all always in the thoughts of Krishna, the remembrance of Krishna. Then Uddhava understood and realized this is unparalleled. This is unparalleled. Nothing can be compared the loves of the gopis. And then Uddhava decided, Uddhava prayed to Krishna that let me be a creeper, a grass in the Vrindavan, so that I can get the food, the dust of the gopis. I can get the dust of the gopis of the devotees of Krishna. So then there's that desire is fulfilled. Still, Uddhava is there in the form of a grass as a creeper in the forest. And we know that we heard that Uddhava, when all the gopis wanted to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from Uddhava, that is on the Manasa Sarovar. So Uddhava is still there and in the form of a creeper, but he is also spiritual. Yes, anything that in the Vrindavan is have a spiritual form. Everything has a spiritual form. So that's the greatness of one can be in the Vrindavan because of he already attained that spiritual form. So this is the way that who is that one who has that opportunity to stay in the banks of the Radha Kund is the most fortunate person in the entire universe. Then we come to the last verse. This is the highest stage of a devotion. So Sri Rupa Goswami actually taking us from this material condition to that the highest stage of the pure devotion. The devotee's pure devotion means you are in association with the Krishna, an association with the pure devotees of Krishna like Srimati Radharani and all. And of the many objects of the favored delight of Brajabhumi, Srimati Radharani is certainly the most treasured object of love of Krishna. So out of all the gopis, and that is why it says that even in the Satyavrata Muni, is mentioned that in the fifth verse of the Namamishwaram, it says that idam te mukham bhojam atyanta nilay rudam kundalai snigdha rektascha gopya. Right? See that the rektascha gopya, here the Satyavrata Muni was mentioning that rektascha gopya is that the Srimati Radharani, and it's indirectly mentioning Muhush Chubbidam Bimba Rektadharam me. And everybody was lovingly kissing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mukta Rektadharam me, and likes that. So the gopi, out of all the gopis, and we cannot even compare, we cannot even imagine that the love that Srimati Radharani has for Krishna. And that's what Rupa Goswami says, that one should always meditate on this. Srimati Radharani's divine Kund is said to be dear to Krishna's heart. Radha Kund is very hard to attain even by great devotees. Therefore, it is even harder to attain by lower class of devotees. However, if one baths in the holy water of Radha Kund, this water is sure to one's pure love for Krishna. So, dear devotees, one who matures, and we were giving the class on the other day, by the mercy of a guru, once the mercy of the devotees, when there is a Guru Nishta, and Guru's mercy, only that one can even go even near to the Radha Kund. So we should have the mercy of Guru, mercy of devotees, mercy of Krishna. When one matures, one qualifies, and one matures, come to that stage, only that one gets an opportunity. This is the highest of all the devotion, because of one enters into the spiritual realm, spiritual abode of the Supreme Lord. So this way, and this entire nectar of instruction. And yeah, I'm mentioning that yes, Srila Rupa Goswami says that Srila Prabhupada has actually also gives. This is what Srila Prabhupada narrates in the purports of Sri Upadeshamrita. Radhakund is the topmost places of all because it is considered not different from Radharani. The gopis are the topmost devotees, and the gopis, Radha and Krishna, topmost gopi. So Radhakund is overflowing with the ambrosial nectar of Krishna Prema because it is so dear to Krishna that his love cannot be contained. It is considered the topmost place for devotees to perform devotional service. Srila Prabhupada was mentioning this in the purport. So let us come to the conclusion of, I think it's already 8 o'clock. Let's come to the conclusion of this entire, yeah, I'm just skipping some of the points here. Yeah, so conclusion, let's conclude that. So the entire nectar of instruction concludes. So one should control the urges of body, mind, and senses, rather utilize the engaged body, mind, and the words for the devotional service to Krishna. This is the first verse. One should avoid over attachments to these worldly things that leads to devoid of bhakti. So we should always have attachment to Krishna, detachment from these material things. So always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. This is the thumb rule. Always attachment. When we are attached to Krishna, naturally the detachment, the vairagya manifests. So when there is no attachment to Krishna, then vairagya, this detachment, never manifests. One should always enthusiastic, determined, and tolerate to cultivate loving devotion. One should dovetail his endeavors to follow regulative principle and follow footsteps of advanced devotees. One should always have a loving exchange between devotees and should respect devotees. Fifth one, all devotees should respect all times. Consider they are in the path of devotion. Devotion is a mercy or blessings of Supreme Lord. Any offense to devotees, Lord never tolerate. Lord never accepts anything from an offender, including devotional service. If you are offender of a devotee, dear devotees, then it's very difficult to come out of it unless that devotee is, forgiven to that offender. Always remember, it's mentioned in scripture, Lord even never accept the bhoga from an offender, parati, or an offending a devotee, because it's a grave sin, because of then he's actually gradually devoid of all bhakti when there is a offenses against the devotees. Always remember that. This is like a mad elephant. Mad elephant goes into the forest and spoil everything, likes that. An offense to a devotee is like a mad elephant. It can spoil all this bhakti, the creeper, the gardens of the bhakti. One shouldn't make judgments on the appearance of behavior of a devotee. One should live and engage in devotional service in the association of devotees. One should, if possible, live in Vrindavan, or if possible, in the banks of Radhakund. One should serve Vaishnavas. Otherwise, one should meditate on Vrindavan and Radhakund while living here and associate with the temple with a mood of Vrajavasi or a gopi. So we should also follow, that's called Agatmika. We should follow the footsteps of the gopis, not imitate, but follow. And we should meditate on them, and we should follow their footsteps and engage in the loving devotional service. Devotees' positions are highest of all, and devotees are very dear to Supreme. So always endeavor to serve devotees. One should serve Radhakund, understanding this is the topmost of the spiritual place, where the topmost of bhakti, prema, or madhurya rasa are always exhibited. So one should always follow the footsteps of the gopis. So dear devotees, this is the conclusion of this nectar of instruction. So thank you so much for joining, and we were concluding here with this very beautiful the nectar of instruction class, and many devotees were very attentively hearing these classes, and so thank you so much. So let us conclude, and Sri Upadesha Amrita ki jai, Sri Rupa Goswami ki jai. So dear devotees, you have any comments or anything that you would like to add on this topic of nectar of instruction?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavata Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavata Pranam.
Prabhu.
All Srila Prabhupada. Go ahead, Prabhuji. Damodar Vilas Prabhu. Damodar Vilas Prabhu, are you there? I think he got some. Okay, he may join. So anybody else has anything to add? Okay, Damodar Vilas Prabhu is joined.
Sorry, Prabhu.
No problem.
Yeah, I was a very nice presenter, very nice class, Prabhu. Thank you very much. It was very pleasant to hear and get into the mood, actually. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, sir. So you have any question? You have any other? Damodar Vilas Prabhu, you just wanted to add a comment, that's all?
No, yeah, I don't have any question, Prabhu. Thank you. No, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Okay, yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your kind appreciation. Yeah. Anybody else? Any other feedback? Any other comments? Anything anybody would like to add? Yeah, it was so wonderful, and we should always meditate on these instructions. We should always remember these instructions when we are practicing devotees, we are sadhakas. It is very important to understand this nectar of instruction. So it helps us a lot in the progress of our spiritual path, and then we can come to that spiritual plane with our pure consciousness. Otherwise, it's contaminated. So many things goes in our mind and never helps us. And then we take lives after lives after life to come to that platform of pure consciousness. So, but we have this human form of life, very much gifted, and we should utilize very well in all respect to have Krishna consciousness. That's our original nature. Okay. Anything else?
Pranam Prabhuji. It was very educational, informative, and our devotional service is increasing and love for Krishna is increasing.
Wonderful. That's what it is. That's a path. That's the mercy of the Lord. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. If not, then let us go to the next segment of the program. So let's have the Damodara Ashtakam. So who can sing today? Those who are not sang so far. So this is few more days left for Kartik. Please take that opportunity to sing Damodara Ashtakam. Who can sing? Who not sang so far? Let me know. Hare Krishna. Okay. Murdanda Prabhu, you want to sing? I think you didn't sing, right?
Oh, he'll just come, Prabhu.
Okay. Murdanda Prabhu is going to come?
Yeah, he's just coming. One sec, I'll just ask him.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, dear devotees. Tomorrow we are going to start the Nectar of Devotion. That is very powerful. Again, that's also by Srila Rupa Goswami. That is, it says that the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So now we have an understanding of what is Bhakti. And then now we can, the Nectar of Devotion is actually how we can execute that Bhakti. So tomorrow onwards, we are going to start in a very section by section. It's the ocean of knowledge, ocean of ways that we can execute bhakti. Okay. Okay, so Mardhan Prabhu is there.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Okay, go ahead and start the Damodara Ashtaka.
Hare Krishna. Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam
Namamishwaram
Ram
Satchidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam
Yashodabhiyalokha Ladavamanam Paramrishtamathyanta Rodritya Gopya
Yashodabhiyolukhaladhavamanam
Yashodabhiyolukhaladhavamanam
Paramrishtamathyanta Nritya Gopa Rudandam
Rudantam Muhur Netra Yugmam Rajantam Karamboja Yugmena Satanka Netram
Rudandam Muhurnetra Yugmrichandam Karambojayuktena Sadanganetram
Muhusvashakam Patri Rekakakantha Stita Kraivam Damoda Rambhakti Bhattam
Muhushwasakambatrirekangakanda Tidagreivam Damodaram Bhaktibatam
Iti Triksvalilapi Ananda Kunde Swagosham Nimanjantam Akyapayantam
Iti Driksulilabhi Anandakunde Sughosam Nimachandam Akhyapayantam
Kadiyeshitaneshu Bhaktarchitatvam Punha Prematastam Shatta Vritivande
Tadiyeshidasneshu bhaktirjidatvam Puna prematastam sada vande
Varam Deva Moksham Na Moksham Vadhim Va Na Chanyam Vrineham Varishadapiha
Varam deva moksham na moksham vadim va Nachanyam vrineham varisadapīha
Idam Deva Purnata Gopala Balam Sada Me Manasavi Rashtam Kimanyai
Idam deva purnatha gopala balam Sadha me manasyavi rashram kimanye
Idam Te Mukham Bhojam Atyanta Nile Vritam Kuntale Snigdha Raktaschakopya
Idam te mukhambojam atyanda nile Vridam kundalai snigdha raktasya gopya
Muhuschumbitam Bemba Raktadharam Me Manasa Virashtam Malam Lakshalape
Muhushchumbidam bimbaraktaadharam me Manasya virashram alam lakshalabhe
Namo Deva Damodar Ananta Vishnu Prasiddha Prabhu Dukha Chalapti Magnam
Namo Deva Damodarananda Vishnu Prasida Prabhu Dukha Jalapnimadam
Kripa Drishti Vrishtyati Dinam Batanu गृहाणेश मामज्ञान यदियक्षितृष्यै
कृपादृष्टिवृष्याधिदिनं ददातु गृहाणेश मामस्नं एदक्षिदृश्या
कुबेरात्मजा बद्ध मूर्त्यैव यद्वत् त्वया मुच्चिता भक्ति भाजकृता च
कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धम् इव यद्वा त्वया मोचितौ भक्ति भजौ कृतौ च
तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकाम्ये प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मेस्ति दामोदरेह
तथा प्रेम भक्तिं सोगमे प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे गृहो मेष्टि दामोदरेह
नमस्ते स्तुदाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायाथ विश्वस्य धाम्ने
नमस्ते सुधाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायाध विश्वस्य धाम्ने
नमो राधिकायै त्वदीया प्रियायै नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो नन्दलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
नमो राधिकायै त्वदीय प्रियायै नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो नन्दलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
जय श्री श्री राधा दामोदर जी की जय जय
So please read the translation. If you can, please unmute everybody. And only few more days left for Karthik. Please take this opportunity to pray to the Supreme. Please go ahead.
To the Supreme Controller, who possesses an eternal form of blissful knowledge, whose glistening earring swings to and fro, who manifested himself in Gokula, who stole the butter that gopis kept hanging from the rafters of their storerooms, and who then quickly jumped up and ran in the retreat in a fear of Mother Yashoda, but was ultimately caught. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, I offer my humble obeisance.
Jai.
Radha, Jai Sri Radha Damodar. Jai.
Second one.
Upon seeing his mother's weeping stick, he cried and rubbed his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes were fearful and his breathing quick. And as Mother Yashoda bound his belly with ropes, he shivered in fright and his pearl necklace shook. To this Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, I offer my humble obeisances. Radha, Shri Radha Damodar ki jai.
Third one.
Those super excellent pastimes.
Go ahead, please.
Go ahead, Mataji. Those super excellent pastimes of Lord Krishna's babyhood drown the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy. To the devotees who are attracted only to his majestic aspect of Narayan in Vaikuntha, The Lord herein reveals, I am conquered and overwhelmed by pure loving devotion. To the Supreme Lord Damodara, my obeisances hundreds and hundreds of times. Shri
Right.
Shri Radha Damodar Ji ki jai.
Yeah. Okay, fourth word.
O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benediction, I do not pray to you for liberation, nor eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon. My only prayer is that your childhood pastimes may constantly appear in my mind. O Lord, I do not even want to know your features of Paramatma. I simply wish that your childhood pastimes may ever be enacted in my heart. The
Yeah.
Jai Radha Damodar ki Jai.
Yeah. Fifth one.
O Lord, the cheeks of your blackish lotus face, which is encircled by locks of curling hair, have become reddened like bimba fruits due to Mother Yashoda's kisses. What more can I describe than this? Millions of opulences are of no use to me, but may this vision constantly remain in my mind. Jai Damodar Ji ki Jai.
Yeah. Sixth word.
O unlimited Vishnu, O Master, O Lord, be pleased upon me. I'm drowning in an ocean of sorrow and I'm almost like a dead man. Please shower the rain of mercy on me, uplift me, and protect me with your nectarian vision. Jai Shri Radha Damodar ki.
Yeah. Seventh word. Nobody? O Lord Damodara, in your form as a baby mother Yashoda bound you to a grinding stone with a rope for tying cows. You then freed the sons of Kuvera, Manigriva, and Nalakuvera, who were cursed to stand as trees, and you gave them the chance to become your devotees. Please bless me in this way. I have no desire for liberation in your effulgence. Last one.
I can read, Prabhuji. Oh
I think
Lord,
there is Damodar Vilas Prabhu was trying to read.
oh, okay.
Thank you, Prabhu. Oh Lord, the entire universe was created by Lord Brahma, who was born from your abdomen, which was bound with rope by Mother Yashoda. To this rope, I offer my humble obeisances. I offer my obeisances to your most beloved Srimati Radharani and to your unlimited pastimes.
Jai Shri Radha Damodar Ji ki Jai.
Jai.
Thank you so much, dear devotees. Now let's go to Vrindavan. Today is a very special, and please focus, please meditate, and it takes us to Vrindavan in a real sense. Let me see. Where is the video? No. Are you able to see this one? No, right?
No, Prabhuji.
Mhm.
I see the browser.
You see the browser, okay. Where is it? Yeah, I see it. Okay. Okay, let me share then. Yeah, this is here. Okay, now let me also show the sound. Okay, so everybody, what I would like to say is that what we discussed today It also gives the glories of Vrindavan Dham. So please focus on it and meditate upon it. It's so nice. So let's go to Vrindavan.
दिव्य चिंतामणि धाम रत्न मंदिर मनोहारा वृंदावन रम्य स्थान दिव्य चिंतामणि धाम रत्न मंदिर मनोहारा अभृता कालिंदी रे राजा हमसा केली करे काहे शोभे कनक कमाला अभृता कालिंदी रे राजा हमसा केली करे काहे शोभे कनक कमाला वृंदावन रम्य स्थान दिव्य चिंतामणि धाम रत्न मंदिर मनोहारा तारा मध्ये हेमापीठ अष्टदले वेष्टित अष्टदले प्रधान नायिका तारा मध्ये हेमापीठ अष्टदले वेष्टित अष्टदले प्रधान नायिका तारा मध्ये रत्नासाने बशियाचे दुई जाने समसंगे सुंदरी राधिका तारा मध्ये रत्नासाने बशियाचे दुई जाने समसंगे सुंदरी राधिका वृंदावन रम्य स्थान दिव्य चिंतामणि धाम रत्न मंदिर मनोहारा लावण्य राशि अमिया परिचे काशी हर्ष परि हर्ष संभाषणे लावण्य राशि अमिया परिचे काशी हर्ष परि हर्ष संभाषणे नरोत्तमा दासा कोये नित्य लीला सुख मोये सदाई दुःख मोरा माने नरोत्तमा दासा कोये नित्य लीला सुख मोये सदाई दुःख मोरा माने वृंदावन रम्य स्थान दिव्य चिंतामणि धाम रत्न मंदिर मनोहारा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Krishna left Vrindavan, the Vrajavasis were lifeless in separation. They couldn't stop thinking of their beloved cowherd friend for even a moment. In Mathura, Krishna too passed every moment in constant remembrance of them. One day, he sent Uddhava to Vrindavan with a solacing message to appease his aggrieved associates. And he had another purpose in sending Uddhava as well. Krishna, being Uddhava's very loving friend, wanted to send him to Vrindavan just to study the highly elevated, ecstatic devotional service practiced there. Even if one is highly elevated in material education and is even the disciple of Brihaspati, he still has to learn from the gopis and the other residents of Vrindavan how to love Krishna to the highest degree. It was Krishna's special favor to Uddhava to send him to Vrindavan. Uddhava first went to the house of Nanda and Yashoda and gave them Krishna's message. He would come back very soon as he had finished his business in Mathura. The next day, Uddhava met with the gopis at Uddhava Kuyari, where he personally read them a letter Krishna had written them. As he delivered the Lord's message, Uddhava witnessed firsthand in the gopis' speech and behavior their highest devotional ecstasy, their love in separation. This confidential friend of the Lord was struck particularly by Srimati Radharani and her expression of Mahabhav, which she exhibited in her long, heart-rending monologue with a black bumblebee, as described in the Brahmara Gita. In that section of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Uddhava was thus given an in-depth education in the mood of the gopis, and he prayed to become a clump of grass in Braj so he could receive the dust of their lotus feet on his head. Uddhava stayed in Vrindavan for a few months, and through his instructions and narrations of the Lord's pastimes, the gopis became somewhat pacified and could understand that Krishna was still with them in their remembrance of him. In this way, they were saved from immediate death. The Garga Samhita describes that when it was time for Uddhava to return to Mathura, he asked Srimati Radharani to write a letter to Krishna. Sri Narada said, Radha took a pen and a jar of ink. As she thought of what to write, tears flowed from her eyes. Whatever Radha wrote with her pen was at once washed away by the tears from her eyes. Filled with wonder, Uddhava spoke to lotus-eyed Radha, who, yearning to see Krishna, shed streams of tears. Sri Uddhava said, "O Radha, why must you write? Even without your writing a letter, I will tell Krishna everything of your distress."
We are fortunate to touch the dust on which the gopis, in their intense vipralamba bhava, rolled and cried. Such fortune is very rare. Back on the main road, we backtrack a little before turning right toward Nanda Baitak. This is where Nanda Maharaj sat with his brothers and other community leaders to discuss important matters. Nanda Kund, where Nanda Maharaj used to bathe, is also here. We take darshan of Yashoda Kund, where Mother Yashoda used to bathe. She often brought Krishna to her Kund to bathe too. Next to Yashoda Kund is Hau Belau. Once, Krishna and Balaram were so absorbed in playing that they forgot about eating or bathing and ignored their mother's repeated calls for them to come home. Yashoda Devi told the boys that if they didn't come now, the Hau or boogeyman would kidnap them. Mother Yashoda described the Hau in a fearsome way. He had sharp teeth, red eyes. He breathed fire. Then she cried, "Look!" The bow is coming to get us. Run, run. And she herself ran away. Hearing this, Krishna and Balaram became so scared, they too ran home.
Krishna, time for us again to take a stop. Let us all kindly settle down. Let's sit here.
So let's also just put a pause here. Okay, devotees, thank you so much. Hope you liked it, today's presentation.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. It was so beautiful. Hare Krishna.
It's amazing. It's amazing that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this nectar of instruction. Yeah, complete session. Wonderful it was.
And completes with the importance of the Radha Kund, the bridge, Vrindavan, Uddhava is coming, and yeah, it matches with it.
Prabhu is 25th or 26th when Kartik ends?
26th, Prabhuji.
26th. And is there any specific thing we need to do on 26th?
26th, yeah, I mean, of course, Kartik Vrata, those who are observing the Kartik fasting, mostly they do some charity and they come to temple and they pray to the Lord. And also from the Thursday onwards, it's called Bhishma Panchak, and the 5 days of very strict fasting, focus more on Krishna. And then on the night, on the 26th night, you break it. You break with whatever the fasting you were observing. So you break that fasting. Somebody may be eating one time a day, so that time you may eat it, or anything that which you say, or whatever, you break it. And then, then mainly more focus and pray to the Lord that give us this opportunity continuously. It's not that, oh, we finished this Kartik Vrata so that I can do anything I want. No, this is the way that we create our consciousness. We develop our consciousness, Krishna. So we pray to the Lord that please give me that continuous consciousness of Krishna. I was so, wonderful in this past month. Please give that opportunity to continue that strength, that spiritual strength. Yes, I think many of you must have experienced that, during the Kartik, there's a lot of spiritual strength and energy, bhakti. That's what we need to continue rather than, so we pray that to the Supreme. Yeah, this way you can break the fast and then continue with it. And then, that's advantage. Yeah.
Thanks, Prabhu.
Thank you. And also we have program in the temple on that day. So we all can come together and probably have some wonderful kirtan and programs and pray the last day of maybe the offering the ghee lamp. So everybody can participate. Yeah, serve devotees and as much as on these days. And Bhishma Panchaka starts on this Ekadashi. Thursday is Ekadashi. And for here in the US, it's 4 days, basically 22nd to 26th. But in Vrindavan, it is 5 days. Panchaka means 5 days. But it's all comes together. So at least 4 days, last 4 days. Or you can start on Wednesday itself. And 5 days. This is the last opportunity in Kartik that if we have not done anything, any fasting or any observing anything, Then these last 5 days you can focus and dedicate so that the entire effect of Kartik that you can attain by these 5 days. That's also mentioned in the scriptures. Okay, and last day is also Tulasi Shalagram Shila Vivah. That's also part of the Kartik. Somebody can meditate on that pastime also. It's very, very, very wonderful. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anything else anybody would like to add before we conclude this Nectar of Instruction class? So please join tomorrow and then Thursday and Friday we will not have a class because of Thursday's Thanksgiving. We also have a program in the temple, and Friday is also I think it's Thanksgiving and families needs to be joined together or whatever it is. So after tomorrow, then we'll be starting on Monday. So tomorrow, Nectar of Devotion. We'll be beginning with the Nectar of Devotion. This is the prelude, and it's a very beautiful section of what is all about Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So please join, and it's a very, very rare class that you can have. As I mentioned, that we can learn how to execute devotion. It's very important. Many times we make a lot of mistakes, a lot of aparadhs. There is Vaishnava Bharat, Nama Bharat, Seva Bharat, Dhamma Bharat. What is devotion? It's all reveals into this. And it also goes very deep into the subject matter of bhakti, devotion. And we can really understand what is our mean by bhakti means. And in a real spiritual and, realized way. So we can all understand that very well. So thank you so much, dear devotees, for this journey of science of self-realization, science of bhakti, science of Supreme Lord. So this helps us, Lord, to progress in our each step of the path of devotion. So thank you so much. Before we conclude, anything anybody would like to add? Any other comments? Okay, so thank you so much. Let's conclude. Vancha kalpatarupasya Prabha Sindhu Bhevacha Padidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Vaishnavandaki Jai Sri Upadeshamrita ki Jai Sri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Sada Gaudi Vaishnavrinda ki Jai Navara Premanandi Hari Hari.
Thank you, Simhesvara Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.